Hey folks, this is Mike with Basis Pet, and I'm here to give you a quick little overview video of how to assemble our Rise pet bowl stands. So I have here in front of me the parts for our medium bowl stand. It's the double bowl version and the low rise height. But regardless of what size you have, whether it's a single bowl stand or a double bowl stand, regardless of the height, or whether it's for our small, medium, large, or extra large bowls, the assembly process is exactly the same, so if you follow along, you'll be okay. The other good news is it's a tool-free assembly, so all you'll need is your hands. You don't need any Allen wrenches or screwdrivers or hammers. So let me just proceed with quickly going over the different parts that you should have in front of you when you start your assembly. So probably most obvious right here is the top. And again, it may be in a single bowl version if that's what you've ordered. This is the double bowl. And you can also see that there's kind of a smooth side, which is the top side of the top. And then the underside will have these pockets or recesses. And then on top of that, you'll have 4 base components. And those are kind of broken down into 2 each of 2 different types of base components. So when you're working with a double bowl stand, the differences are pretty obvious. One type of part is much longer than the other. If you have a single bowl stand, though, the 2 different parts will be of a similar length. But how you can tell the difference is that one type of part has these recesses facing up, whereas the other type has these recesses facing down. And that's going to be the most important difference between the 2 as we proceed with the assembly. So, we want to get right into the assembly. Oh, I should also add, your stand may arrive with the non-skid pads already attached to the base components, or they may come separately. So if they come separately, you should have a little pack of non-skid pads as well. So to start the assembly, I'm just going to put the top and these pads off to the side. We're going to start by assembling the base. So it's a simple matter of picking one of each of the 2 different types of base components, one with the notches facing up and one with them facing down. You're going to put the part with the notches facing up down on your flat surface. You're going to take the other part that has the notches facing down. You're just going to crisscross them and allow them to fall into place. Now there's going to be a little bit of play here. That allows for the assembly to proceed pretty easily. So don't worry that they wiggle a little bit. That won't be a problem. So that's step 1 of the base assembly. Step 2, you take the second of the 2 components that have the recesses facing down, and you align it with the remaining recess that's facing up. Overlap them and allow it to just fall into place. And then last but not least, for the base, you're going to take your final part, which we have here, with these notches facing up. You're going to carefully hold on to this part that you've assembled, these 3 parts that have been assembled. You need to lift them slightly, and then you're going to slide this component underneath, align those notches, and let it all fall into place. And again, there's a little bit of wiggle and play at this point. Perfectly normal, perfectly fine, but everything should be sitting flat and stable. So that completes assembly of the base. Very simple, very easy. Now we're going to install the top. So, you're going to start with the assembled base in front of you. You're going to take your top and you're going to want to come in and you'll see that there are notches on the side here. These notches align pretty much with these components. You're going to want to come in at a little bit of an angle, align those notches, and kind of push this back into place. It should be pretty even here if you get it pushed all the way back. And then you can just let it fall down a little bit. It's still going to be at a little bit of an angle. So what you're going to want to do is start to wiggle these base components. And what's happening is you're aligning those base components with these notches. So as you wiggle them, you can see they kind of start to fall into place. This first one is aligned. The second one, you can see we're still at a bit of an angle because we're hitting here. So we need to push this top over a little bit. So here's how the best way to do that. So you're going to come in with your hands, and you're going to put your thumbs on the side of the top like this, and your fingers are down on these base components here, holding it right here. So put your thumbs on the top, and your pointer fingers holding onto the base. And you're going to push forward with your thumbs and pull back with your fingers to clear this top. And you'll see it falls below these notches a little bit. And once that's in place, you want to use one hand to keep some downward pressure here so that this doesn't pop back up. You want to keep some downward pressure. Make sure that this first base component is still aligned. And then you want to wiggle the second one, and as you do, you see it falls right into place, and then these notches lock in. So, let me just do that again, quickly, just so you can see. I'm going to take this top back off. And you're coming in at an angle, making sure this gets all the way back before you let it down. Kind of align, wiggle this first part to align it. And you're going to push with your thumbs and pull with your fingers to clear these nubs a little bit. And then you're going to keep downward pressure here while you wiggle and align these base components until it snaps into place. And the stand itself is perfectly assembled at this point, very stable. And again, if your stand came with the non-skid pads already attached, then you're done. You're ready to start using the stand. If not, you want to take your non-skid pads and remove the first one. Be careful to try and not touch the adhesive. You want to make sure that this end is clear, and then you want to carefully just place the non-skid pads at the end here. You want to press and hold for about 3 seconds, and then that's it. You just repeat it for the 7 other end positions to install all 8 of the non-skid pads, and then your stand is ready to go. So hope that helps. If you have any questions, just shoot us an email. Thanks.